Hey guys, thanks for joining me in the channel today. Today is a cool day for me. We finally hit 400 subscribers on the channel, which is something I wasn't even sure was going to happen. So today I wanted to celebrate by painting up a clone trooper. I wanted to make it the easiest clone trooper you could ever paint. I think this qualifies. You need a couple of supplies. You need to start by priming the model in black. I used Chaos Black, and then I did a Zenithal with that's directly down from the top with Corax White to give it a bit of a highlight and to start bringing in the white that we're looking for. You can do it from about 45 degrees so that you're getting mostly white, a little bit of dark black at the bottom and grey shadows. Then we move into the actual process, which I'll show you now. So the first thing you're going to do is dry brush your model directly from the top to the bottom in continuous strokes. Just go back over it again and again. Don't go up with your strokes though, because you don't want to be under highlighting. It's not going to work as well for the technique. So dry brushing straight down until you get some nice white highlights, and you can do that with pure white. I just use Vallejo white here because that's the one I had on hand. You can use Citadel, Reaper, any color that you want of white will work. Just make sure that you don't have too much on your brush. So from there, once you finish dry brushing everything, you're going to use Nuln Oil. And you're just going to wash that over gently so that it goes into all the recesses. You don't want any pooling on the flat surfaces though, so you just wick it away. And if you watch me do it, you'll see how I do that. And it comes out with a nice effect. You'll end up with a very grey clone trooper. You could actually leave it there if you're content with the grey clone trooper, but I wanted mine to be more white and to read as white more than I did grey. So I decided the next step would be to let that Nuln Oil dry and come back at it with another dry brush from the top. All up in painting time, this hasn't taken very long at all. I think all over it took me 35 minutes thereabouts to do this, not including the drying time, which you can speed up, by the way. You can speed up the drying time with just a bit of a hairdryer. Don't put it on too hot because you don't want to melt it or cause the paint to crack or anything like that. So do your second dry brush of that white again. Make sure you get out the values on the top that you actually want, and then I went over it with Liquitex White ink, that is, and you thin it down with a bit of Artist Acrylic Flow Improver, just a little bit to get rid of the surface tension of the ink. I feel I have a little bit too much for me when I'm just painting naturally, so this doubles as a thinner, so it works out pretty well. And you just glaze it on to those areas. You don't have to focus on the raised areas because it'll be somewhat translucent. You still will get those grey transitions that you've built up using the techniques so far. So go around all that, and then that'll dry as you go. You can go over a few areas again. I focused more on the chest, the shoulder pauldrons, and the head, so that your eye is drawn to those locations. Next, there's the backpack and the straps of the backpack and the gun. They've all been hit by the same technique. So what we're going to do is we're just going to add a bit of Abaddon Black to our palette, use a bit of that Flow Improver to thin it down into a glaze consistency, which you can see on my palette if you look, and just paint that onto the gun. One coat was enough for me to have a nice effect. I was very happy with how this clone trooper ended up turning out. And there you go, you can paint a clone trooper in minutes, which means you can do the entire squad in a similar amount of time, maybe an hour or so, maybe two, depending upon how quick you are with these steps. And then away you go, you can start playing some Legion games once I guess the virusy stuff that's going on at the moment goes away. But anyhow, thank you again everybody who's subscribed to the channel, and if you haven't done so yet, please do it, because the next step for me is to try to get to 1,000 subscribers. To do that, I want to create content that you guys want to see. So leave a comment below telling me what kind of stuff you want me to show you how to do, or some techniques you've seen other painters do that you want to see applied in a certain way before you have to do it. I'm happy to do that. Let me know, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.